I'm Melissa Mainers, and my cancer journey started back in March. Back a little bit, I had my normal yearly checkup in February, and I was told by my doctor that since I was getting close to the age of 40 that I needed to start having mammograms done. And I had no intentions of going anytime soon. But fast forward to March, and I was laying on the bed helping my daughter with her homework, and for some reason I had an itch on my left breast, and I felt something that I had not felt before, and there was a lump. And I wasn't doing self breast exams because I was just one of those people who thought I'm fit, I'm healthy, I eat right, so that's just something I don't really have to worry about. So after I felt the lump, I was a little worried, and I called my best friend, who just happens to be an OBGYN nurse, and she told me to not worry, just to keep an eye on it, because your breast tissue will change throughout the month due to hormones. And so that's what I did. But well, God knows I'm stubborn, and everything else that was going on in the world, I just had a million other things on my mind. But one night in April, I had a dream that sort of gave me the kick in the butt that I needed to go. I had a dream that night that I was at a wellness fair, and at this wellness fair there was a breast cancer awareness booth, and I approached it, and they had some little devices that you could feel to see what breast cancer actually felt like. And I felt it, and it felt exactly like the lump that I had. And so that was one of those dreams that you wake up sitting straight up in your bed, and it just felt so real. So I had planned to call my best friend back and see if I couldn't schedule that mammogram that I was terrified to do. And before I could call her, she called me and told me that she had dreamed that same night that she had breast cancer. And so, like I said, God knows I'm stubborn, and him sending me and my best friend the same message got my butt in gear. And so she was able to get me in to have the mammogram done 2 days later. So on April 30th, I got in for my mammogram, and I had told the tech that I had felt a lump. And one good thing about COVID in my favor was that a lot of people were not doing routine exams, and so they were able to get me in right after my mammogram to have an ultrasound done. And just a side note, the mammograms are not that bad, so don't be scared. They're really not that bad. A little awkward, but anyway. And so I went, had the mammogram, went to the ultrasound tech. We were making small talk. Everything was going well until she got the image of my lump on the screen, and I could see the look on her face change, and she was concerned about what she saw. And at that moment, I had a feeling that it was not good. But I went home, and about an hour later, my best friend called me back and said the doctor wanted to see me and that my results were not good. My heart sank. And after all that, everything gets a little blurry, and I had my biopsy done on May the 13th, and on May the 15th, I was told that I had cancer. It was invasive ductal carcinoma. I had never heard that word before now, and it all became a blur. I had so many doctor's appointments and hospital visits. It's just a blur. And then a month later, I had the double mastectomy and found out that I had cancer in 3 different places in my left breast. And do you know that the mammogram that I had showed nothing? It showed no benign findings. Had I not felt that lump on my own, I would be sitting here today with no clue that I had cancer. And so now I'm a big time advocate for check yourself, like do the self-exam. I feel like an idiot for not doing them before, but I was just under, I thought because I was fit, cancer doesn't care if you're fit. Cancer doesn't care if you're young or old. It can happen to anyone, and so everybody should check yourself. I fortunately caught mine early, and I'd like to thank God for making me itch in just the right place, and I'd like to thank him too for making me and my best friend dream about it on the same night. And I'd also like to thank all the doctors and nurses that I've dealt with since my journey began, and they've all been amazing, and they're all right here in Jackson. I could have gone anywhere, but I chose to stay here, and I'm so glad that I did.